All right. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Welcome to a new series. However, this is not only a new series, I'm going to also try out a new clay. Now, in the majority of the sculptures that I put out recently, I've been using Monster Clay Medium. However, I do have a few issues with that clay. The main issue I have is it is a tad bit softer than I do care for. So this week, we're going to try out the Monster Clay Hard version. I'm hoping it does resemble a lot more like a wax. I want something I could do a little bit more carving with than the Monster Clay Medium allows me. Should be an interesting series, guys. And in this series, I'm going to sculpt a warrior angel. Now, I've done a few of these in the past, and my whole concept or my design for these is that they're these very muscular, barbaric looking beings that have these giant wings. Should be a fun project. Really looking forward to see what kind of details I can get out of this one. Alright guys, so as you can see here, basically what I'm doing is just getting a rough design of the muscular system. I do have a reference model, so I do try to just build out the individual muscles, try to give it a more realistic look. Now, I will inflate the muscles, I'll give it more of like a bodybuilder type of body, but the whole goal here is just to give it more of a realistic type of look. And I just kind of worked from one area to another, so you'll see me working on the shoulders, on the head, on the back, on the legs. I do bounce around a lot at this stage because I don't want to focus on one area so much that the sculpture becomes imbalanced. Alright guys, as you can see here, I'm starting to pose the sculpture. Now, ideally I could have started out this way, but what I wanted to do is just mainly kind of build the sculpture like my reference model, where it's just standing up straight. Make sure I have my proportions correctly. I want to make sure my arm length looks correct. I want to make sure my leg length is correct. And from there, I can go ahead and start posing it as needed. Now, as you can see on the side, that armature wire is actually hanging out. I hate working with armatures. It's one of the reasons why I moved away from Super Sculpey. I just really do not care to work with armatures. Unfortunately, the wax that I used to work with is no longer available, so I'm trying to find an alternative. In this sculpture, I did build an armature. I'm not sure if it's needed, but I did just in case, because with the medium version, you really do need an armature. Those wires I'll end up hiding a little bit later on, but I'm just horrible at building armatures, and it's just one of the things I hate to build out when I'm sculpting. Okay guys, as you can see here, I'm just pretty much trying to balance out the legs. I am going to pose the legs a little bit differently, so I will be cutting up the sculpture and reposing it. But to avoid having one leg longer than the other, I just wanted to go ahead and sculpt them side by side so that I can get an even look. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.